injury news first, please?
Yeah, most of the players are okay. We've, obviously we're missing Dawson because of suspension, but most of the other players are up and running.
No other injuries like that, no?
Everybody's come back from international football fine, so we're pleased with that.
You said you won't relax until you're mathematically safe. Is this a chance, therefore, just to...
Every game we play is a chance to pick points up. We will respect QPR like we've respected every other football club that have come here, and they have the tools to win a game of football in the Premier League, and rightly so. We should respect them.
Is it a chance, though, a defeat for them would make it very difficult? Or is there a chance of just not one more team?
Like I've always said, I don't really concern myself with what's going on outside this football club. The most important thing is to focus on what you can do and what you can achieve, and we'll be going all out to try and win a game of football tomorrow, irrespective of what goes on away from this dressing room.
The team threw away a 2-0 lead at QPR in December and lost 3-2. If you were going to sum up in a few words what's changed in the team since then, what would those things be?
I wasn't there, I wasn't manager, so I don't know exactly what went on or what didn't go on. I can only talk about when I've come into the football club, and like I say, the players have responded well. We're still short of the points tally that we need, and we have 8 games, 8 cup finals to do that. I know it's a cliche, everybody's using it, but it's the case. That at this level you just cannot rest, you cannot relax.
You said in the last few days that you want to make this club into what you call a really good club.
No, it is a good club. Yeah.
Okay. How do you plan to? Should you get to survival? How do you plan to improve?
Well, we'll talk about that once we've achieved our goal, which is to stay up. And like I say, we're still points away from that. And once that is achieved, then I'll sit down and talk to the chairman and the people who run the football club, and then we'll go from there.
Do you sense a chance to really build something?
I think it's a good football club. It's a wonderful football club. It's got everything in place, and it's gone a little bit off the rails the last 2 or 3 years. I don't think anybody can argue with that, and it's just trying to get it back on the right track if we can.
You talked about Greg Dyke's proposals yesterday. You were critical of them. What would you say is a solution then? When you were critical, but what I mean?
No, by saying that 12 players should be in every English club squad, or 12 Englishmen. If they're not good enough, they shouldn't be in the squad. That's my argument. If you're talking about stopping top foreign players from coming into the country, I don't think that's the way. I think bringing top players in to train and work and play with the top players in England should make them aspire to be better players themselves. The whole academy system, really, for me, the games programme has never been strong enough and never been good enough. For I don't know, what was it, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, for them to put in place an under-21s league and say that was going to be the step then for players to go into Premier League football, Championship football, it was just beyond belief, in my opinion. But no one asked me my opinion. I think the games, like I say, the games programme at under-21 level is just not good enough to push people on. But you talk about under-21s. If you're really in an elite programme, your 16, 17-year-olds should be playing in the under-21s. Your 18, 19-year-olds at the top clubs, they should be out playing league football. And what clubs should do, what the clubs who can afford it in the Premiership, they should have an association and allegiance with other clubs, smaller clubs in this country, and help them out financially. I'm not saying take them over completely, but help them out financially and give them the opportunity to play players, young English players. I think there's a difference. It's no good bringing 12 foreign players into your club and then loaning them out to these clubs. I think what should happen is that the English players that you have them in your system, they should then be loaned out to the smaller clubs and learn their trade in second tier football, third tier football. If you look at what Kane's done, what Townsend, Harry was doing it at West Ham with Ferdinand, Lampard and Defoe, 15 years ago, and it worked there, and it will work again. This system of under-21 football for me has always been wrong, always been wrong.
Have you had any dealings with Ramsey at Queen's Park Rangers in the
Yeah, I know Chris, and he's a decent lad. I've come across him. He's a decent lad. He's got great opportunity, and I'm pleased for him.
Is it good to see homegrown managers get a chance as well?
Yeah, he's obviously, with Les being there and the chairman, they've decided Chris is the right one for the job, and it's never nice to see a manager go, and obviously Harry's been a top manager, still is a top manager, but to appoint Chris, they've decided that Chris is the right person to take over, and that's what they've decided to do.
How key a period are the next 2 home games? I know you're going to say one's important, but the next 2 home games for Albion with the fixtures that are coming up.
Why do you ask the question when you know what the answer is going to be?
On Saturday, the club's announced while the international break's been on, that there's going to be a day dedicated to Jay Astor. What do you think of that?
As soon as we get into next week, I'll answer that question, and we'll go through that. And I've actually told Martin off for asking me the same question. So you're right, you're not the only one who asks those sort of questions.
Am I in good company or bad company?
Tony, you've got sympathy for Chris. He's come into quite a difficult situation.
No, he's got a fantastic opportunity. To manage a Premier League club, to be given the opportunity to manage a Premier League club. He's a very, very lucky lad, and he's got to make a fist of it. He's got to make a good job of it now, and that's what Chris will try to do, I'm sure.
He said if he does end up leaving at the end of the season for whatever reason, he might find it difficult to.
Well, I'm not sure that'll happen. But like I say, the most important thing is that he's been given the opportunity, and for him now to take it.
And you say talk about wanting to build this club up again. Have you given any thought to the summer, or is it just?
No, I think speaking to the powers to be over the past month or so, I think the most important thing is to stay focused. It's been a difficult job in lots of respects, and there's lots of things that. Go on at this football club that people don't realise and recognise that has to be changed, and you have to accept that. But the most important thing is always the results on the pitch. That actually gives you time and buys you time to make certain changes.
Presumably, it's not the time for sweeping changes, the ones that you want to make straight away.
I'm not saying they're sweeping changes. I'm just saying they're changes that I think will help the football club in the future.